Ready? Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes,
Take
sir.
one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready. Play.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Quite
It's
fine,
been a
actually.
while.
It's a nice afternoon here.
It's
So,
early morning for me, but
where
that's,
are you from?
I'm from the central U.S.
Okay.
It's just after 8 a.m. here.
Okay.
Just after
They're
11
asking
p.m.
us our
here.
predictions because, yeah, this is the match we are about to cover between Zheng Qinwen and Ons Jabeur. It's a round 2 matchup in this WTA 1000 event in Doha. We can say two players who are living different moments. Jabeur came back after, very bad season in 24, also due to physical issues. A season ended, way before the real end of the season. But in 25, she's playing really well so far. She's been very solid, nice performances. Also playing well even in the match she lost, for example, last week against Rybakina, starting winning more matches. Qinwen is, we can say basically her season starts now because she's just played the Australian Open, didn't go well as she maybe was hoping for. So what are you expecting from this match?
Shall I go first, or?
Sure,
It's the same.
Yeah, I think for different reasons. I think this match is interesting because I think they've both kind of got a point to prove. Obviously, Jabeur, they played twice there. You can see Zheng won both their previous meetings, but obviously Jabeur kind of sort of coming back on the way up. And yeah, I think she has played quite well. I saw her play in Abu Dhabi and I was pretty impressed with the way she was playing. And yeah, it's just an interesting little matchup in terms of sort of a bit of a difference of styles. And yeah, obviously for Zheng, she has to kind of, she didn't have a great Australian Open, obviously going out in the second round. And yeah, obviously having, gone to the final the previous year, it's a disappointing start to the season. And for her, I'm sure she'll be feeling like she's got to show a good performance here, but it's not going to be easy. I think Jabeur in Qatar, she's probably going to have a lot of support there, right? And I think she'll be very feeling comfortable. And given her recent performances, I think this, could be very tricky for Zheng.
Who's going to feel more pressure?
Sorry, I cut off the end of that question.
The question you haven't heard.
Yeah,
I didn't catch the end of that question.
Okay. No, I was asking you who's going to feel more pressure today to get the result, to get a win.
I think Zheng will feel a little bit more pressure than Jabeur. I think, as Eddie mentioned, this is where Ons Jabeur feels quite comfortable playing tennis, and so I think there's a ton of fan support for her. That can obviously have a huge impact on matches. So I think after having a quick opening tournament in the Australian, she'll be eager to get some matches in. I think Ons Jabeur just coming back from an injury, playing another top 10 player, and knowing that she can play against top 10 players well, as she did against Rybakina, I think that she can just look at this as an opportunity to see what she has at the moment.
Yeah, I was feeling actually that, the head-to-head, we are seeing it 2-0. But I think also style-wise, Jabeur has in her game something that can hurt Zheng. It also depends on whether Qinwen will let her have the time, probably also to, do what Ons likes to do on the court. So also variations, some, I don't know, a drop shot once in a while. Here we are watching how this has been a very important tournament in Jabeur's career. She actually played the first time 13 years ago. And so, I mean, regardless of the fact that Jabeur has lost the previous matches against her, I think she can have something in her game to hurt Qinwen, especially if Qinwen won't be flawless. And so we let her, have more time, breathe, and so be able to play in the creative way Ons likes to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be key whether Zheng can really impose her game on Jabeur, because that'll allow her maybe to take control. If she doesn't do that, she comes out a bit nervous, maybe makes some errors. I mean, Jabeur could actually end up frustrating her, I think, and it's an interesting little one. I think Jabeur has a good chance to get the up. Technically it'd be the upset here.
Do you agree?
I do think the first couple games of this match, as it's beginning here, are going to be quite important for Ons Jabeur. Since Zheng hasn't played as much, it will just be interesting, I think, to see if she is able to get some early pressure in one of Zheng's service games, and just see if she can use her more recent match form to an advantage to get a break early and then get some pressure on.
Yeah, I think I made this point before in other streams. Maybe it was also a WTA Weekly talking about Jabeur. I wanted to know if you agree with me. It seems like in this start of the season, she's also playing well because she's playing quite freely. I'm watching her also smiling more on the court and, having her mind, a bit more free than, I don't know, last year, for example, actually after what happened at Wimbledon 2 years ago, is the key also for her with the style of tennis she plays. I mean, everybody plays better with a free mind, but Jabeur in particular, I think watching her, kind of enjoying more her time on the court can truly, be the key for her in order to, to be back playing that tennis, that took her at the top of the ranking. Is it just
crackly?
me?
Yeah, I can hear crackling. I can't hear with it. Okay. Oh,
sorry, that might be my head. Close here in a second.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
are you still hearing crackling?
Oh, you can hear you a bit better. There was still some cracks though.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, might need
because
to
I hear also those,
Yeah, it's crackling again.
Okay. I'm gonna get my headphones.
Now, where are you in the match? I've just got a break point here for Zheng.
Yeah.
Right. So advantage for Zheng.
Zheng is a very good serve, of course. It's very difficult to break her, but do we think already from... No, I don't
think. Hopefully.
Oh, and there we get the first break. So it is actually a good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was about to ask you whether do you think breaks will be so fundamental right from the start? We know that Zheng is a very good serve, but I don't know, probably at the beginning can or cannot be surprising to see a couple of breaks, maybe some opportunities for both players, especially if Qinwen maybe, still trying to find her rhythm.
Yeah, it could be. And I mean, I think, this is an important, because I think for Zheng has the ability off the ground and you see there on the return game, but she has the power as well to impose herself. And I think, yeah, these first few games could be key if she's able to keep this up here. She can become dominant and early in this match. I think that will be good for her. I just wasn't sure whether, you know, she would be able to do that. I mean, obviously, we just talked about Jabeur looking pretty good recently. Let's see if Jabeur can get into this service game with Zheng.
Yeah, for sure, a good start can help also Qinwen, probably in a period where maybe she's not super confident, meaning that, you know, she hasn't had many wins this year so far. So, you know, starting well the match can also be important for her to, you know, just avoid, you know, some bad thoughts or something that can affect her game.
Yeah, and that was a nice backhand down the line. I don't know if you just saw that there, but yeah, she's looking good so far.
I think you all might be a point ahead of me so far.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well, if we talk generally, I mean, obviously Zheng, last year, you know, there was that Australian Open final, but then also, you know, I think in the period after that, for a few months, she didn't do that well. She didn't have so many good results.
Yeah.
Clay, I mean, maybe where you'd expect her to maybe do better, she didn't have too many. So now I think it's very important for her to she's got an opportunity here to try and build some points over the next few months. So yeah, I'm sure she's probably thinking about that, and she's got a chance to try to build her ranking up. Obviously, she slipped down from she was up at 5, right, and then she's down at 8 in the ranking. So
yeah, I think that's probably the main key also for her, trying to be, you know, probably consistent across the whole season. Last year, yeah, she had that Australian Open final, but things truly clicked after that early loss at Wimbledon. Then she went to Paris, won the gold medal before she won the tournament in Palermo.
Right.
And after that, everything came actually very good for basically the whole year, because she had the final, both at the WTA finals, but also in Wuhan. A semi-final, it was also in Beijing, quarterfinal at the US Open. So, you know, she ended very well. But after that Australian Open, you're right, she had a moment where she was not really, you know, building on that final that she reached. So, yeah, probably this can be a goal. Jabeur has probably a look here, 15-30, 30 all, probably. No, it's not over here.
Oh,
wow. That was very good.
Yeah, 2 break points she now has. So, yeah, just, I mean, what you were saying earlier about Jabeur being able to play freely. But also, I mean, she looked like she was enjoying it when I saw her in Abu Dhabi. And then, yeah, I mean, I think this environment here, I don't think she's going to feel pressure, right? And that's a big part of it as well. So let's see if she can come back here.
Yeah, probably also after some time. I don't know if Carson agrees, but, you know, now that she's not anymore number 2, 3, 5 in the ranking, you can also being mature tennis-wise, you know, at her age, she can be able, of course, to shut a little bit down that pressure that also maybe she's felt in the past while competing also in this part of the world. We know it's very important for her. So I think it's the perfect condition for her, also facing a top player. So she's not even the heavy favorite in this match.
Right.
Yeah, she has nothing to lose in this match. I mean, if she loses, like, Zheng is the favorite here, certainly, the top 10 player right now. And
wow.
And yeah, she gets the break back, and
she's moving well. And this is important because, you know, it's, of course, with the game she plays, it's important for her also to be as everybody is saying, also fully fit, able to do everything. Because her game is also variety. It's not the kind of player who will go, 20 rallies, 20 shot rally with you, bombing from the baseline. So, also being able to be fresh on every ball is very important.
Yeah, and that another drop shot there, she just executed perfectly. Zheng running up to it, but yeah, she couldn't get there in time to get anything good on it. So
yeah, that's going to be the key in this match. I think the drop shot and how well she can execute that. And of course, doing it over one game, relatively easy for them, not for us or me necessarily. But yeah, it's just the question of, is she able to do this for 90 minutes and just continually putting that pressure on? Because a player like Zheng is going to figure this out eventually and start to read this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the key, I think, also because, I don't think Jabeur can play the whole match going toe-to-toe with the baseline against somebody with Qinwen's, power, her heavy shots. She's also, as somebody already said in the chat, very solid player also from the baseline, not only, those heavy shots. And so being able also to move her, to not make her hit, with feet well put on the baseline, it's for sure the key. So the variety is even more important for her in this match. So being precise here, 30 all from 30 love.
Yeah, the variety will be key in this match, and just using her experience and her mentality and tennis IQ to change things up at crucial moments. That's a big part.
Yeah, on the chat, they are asking us about Coco Gauff. She's already out. Oh, that's a mistake. Yeah, Deuce. She's already out from the tournament. Have you watched the match, any of you, or just if you have any comments on that?
I didn't see the match, but it's a bit surprising. I mean, 6-2 and 7-5, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Kostyuk is a good player, but you would think that, I mean, I can't really comment because I didn't see the match, but Coco, you would think that she'd has the level in her to be able to get past Kostyuk. I don't know. Like, it's disappointing, really, because as well, coming off the back of, Australian Open, which was a bit of a disappointment as well, where she went out of quarterfinals. So it seemed to be, after, the end last year, WTA finals, and then obviously the start that she had to the year with the United Cup, and she did so well. It seemed like maybe she was reaching a new level. So it's just disappointing from that perspective. I'm sure if you're a Coco fan, you're feeling a little bit disappointed. So yeah, I might have predicted Coco to win the Australian Open. That didn't turn out. So yeah.
Well, I think few people had the right prediction about the Australian Open.
Right. Although I predicted before the final, I did predict Madison in 3. So that
that's good. But you were already in the final, so it was not that difficult anymore. But
couldn't pick Coco.
Whatever. I always find it difficult to judge at this point. I always want to watch also Dubai before talking on the players, because I mean, it's kind of a wall swing. So you may have a disappointment in Doha, but then maybe Dubai goes very well, or the opposite. So, it's a bit tough for me to judge right after Doha and before watching also Dubai, because as we know, it's also a matter of seeing how the wall swing goes, in my opinion. But still, yeah, that's kind of a disappointment for sure, losing so early in the tournament. Another break point.
Wow. So
3 breaks.
3 consecutive breaks.
Yeah, and I mean, Zheng lost pretty quickly her service game, while Jabeur could have won both of her games, especially this one. She's had the opportunities. So yeah, I mean, she kind of gifted a bit, Jabeur, a bit more than Qinwen, in my opinion.
This one definitely felt like a little more of a gift, like being up 30 love. You would hope to win that game. I mean, it's early still, but she is struggling to get some first serves in, which against a top player, that's going to be problematic.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, because she's been 30 love up in both service games. So, when you play such a tough player, of course, it will be, it would have been important to close out those games, whatever. Yeah, the court is pretty slow. I think we are watching even right now as the match dynamic is playing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that does two things. It makes first service more important, because a second serve on a slower court, like it's just going to bounce even more and give your opponent even more time. Also, look, it could be an advantage with Jabeur's drop shots if she's able to mix things up and not just stay in baseline rallies with Zheng.
But I think it's a slower high bounce is probably good for Zheng's forehand, especially because I think she likes that on her forehand, and yeah, she can sort of impose her game from the baseline. So yeah, I mean, it's really, I think it creates a bit of pressure maybe on Jabeur, to obviously you said like she wants to get her first serves in, but also like, come up with some trickery, but it's going to be difficult for her to, keep doing that if Zheng is just going to be so solid from the baseline. So yeah, let's see how this goes.
For me, these conditions are very good for Qinwen, because I know that quick conditions can be a bit helpful with her serve, but overall, the whole rest of her game, I think that clearly prefers these sort of conditions. So I think this can play in her favor.
Well, and it was just seen a second serve ace from Zheng there.
Because I mean, the court can be slow, but if you strike, at 170 on the line, it's still quite difficult to return so well. But for her, having the time, as you said before, for me, it's crucial. We see also how, for example, on the grass, she struggles a lot with a low bounce. For me, these conditions are very good for her tennis overall.
And 30 love already in this game.
Yeah, it's a strange one because like obviously with her serve, the quicker surface would definitely help Zheng, and she'll get a lot of extra points there. But I think especially she has such, like, she's done well as well in some of the quicker hard court tournaments, but then she often has to play Sabalenka, and when she's playing Sabalenka, she's rushed a lot. She has less time. She can't really execute as well, especially in that forehand, and it can be such a weapon. So yeah, I think the high bounce, the slower court actually does help.
That was a nice angle from Jabeur on that point.
It was so good. Yeah, especially it wasn't easy to control the ball so well. So. That was a clever forehand. What are you all expecting from Qinwen this year? I mean, she has to be to have a successful season, she has to be able to pick up at least another big title, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, you know, given that she won the Olympics,
yeah,
perhaps, you know, a title on clay is where it could come. I mean, you know, she's had a few titles on clay now, but she hasn't really done too well in the main clay stretch. So you would think perhaps there's an opportunity there. Not going to be easy if she has to come up against Iga or someone, but perhaps the draws can open up. Let's see. I mean, of course, she did beat Iga in Paris at the Olympics, so who knows?
How much do you consider? No, go on.
Sorry.
No, go on.
I think she's in the second season now, coming off of a slam final. It's going to be about just the consistency on tour. And I mean, we mentioned this a bit earlier, but there would be moments last year where she would disappear for stretches of time. And I think that's going to be something that her coaching team will be focusing on with her, is just having a more consistent level throughout the season. But I think she'll still be a top 10 player in a year. Like, I don't think she's going anywhere anytime soon.
No, me neither, you know. I also feel pretty comfortable. Then, I mean, it will depend, of course, on the results. But, you know, what we saw at the Australian Open is not enough for me to think, you know, she won't confirm herself to be one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially last year was it was just the first half of the year at a post Australian Open. She was very, you know, there wasn't much going for her. And then, post Wimbledon, the results really did pick up for her. And she was super consistent, you know, elite level in the second half of that year. But then follows up with, you know, an early loss at the Australian Open. So, it's still an issue at the moment. And I do. If I'm her coach, I'm telling her she's got big opportunities here, and she's got to. I mean, it's got to be focused, I think, and this is a key period for her. This sort of spring, coming into spring.
A hold. So both players have held for the first time since the last changeover. But of course, Zheng has broken once more. So has Qinwen been fit this year? More than fit, I know that we have watched her with that sleeve, but I think probably maybe the main issue in Australia for her has been also a bit of fatigue from maybe also mental and physical as well from the end of the season that she's at, because I feel like since the post Wimbledon clay, she actually played so many matches, so many wins, so probably it's been not easy as well. We know also that it hasn't been easy for her team. Pereriba has had issues. So I mean, I think there's a bit of a combination of things that, you know, maybe has let her be not prepared in the best possible way for the Australian swing. Indeed, she just played at the Australian Open and didn't even, you know, go that well.
I think I agree. I think it's a combination of things. She played a lot at the end of last year in the Asian swing. It felt like she was in every tournament and making a run, at least a couple of matches deep. And then also just, I mean, specifically at the Australian Open, it's your first time defending those kind of points. Like, I think, like, same thing as with Diana Yastremska, who made the semifinals last year. Like, if it's your first time defending that amount of points in one tournament, I think that can mentally get into your head a little bit.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
I would buckle if there was if I was doing the equivalent even at just an amateur level. I was defending a bunch of points. I would be feeling big pressure.
You would retire before the tournament.
Yeah, I'd be throwing rackets.
No, I'm not sure I would do extraordinarily well under those circumstances either. Yeah, like an ITF 15 event or something, defending like 8 points and just like breaking down from the pressure.
Let's say that there is a bad number for Qinwen in this match so far. We are watching it on the screen. And it's 27% first serve seen.
I mean, long term, that's not a strategy to winning this match, probably.
No, that's for sure, but still shows that she kind of still has to enter a bit more into that serve, you know, at least talking about match rhythm, because maybe she is somebody who serves really well. This is not in question, but we know that she can have this issue when she's still not feeling that match rhythm super well. A double fault here.
Yeah, you're talking about the sleeve there as well. She's wearing the compression sleeve, and is that just precautionary, or is it just that I see a lot of players doing that these days, right? It's not necessarily that she's injured or such. Maybe she's little niggles, but
yeah, it's tough to call because you know they haven't really mentioned anything big about it, but we know that you know it can be some minor issue. Players, you know, are facing those issues a lot these days. I don't know if it can have something to do also with the balls. There's been a lot of talks about that. Whatever, it seems like you know this is not directly affecting her today, and this is the most important thing. But yeah, probably it's something to, you know, we've watched also Raonic, Djokovic a lot as well recently with that sleeve. So like the nasal strip.
Oh. Yeah. Wow, this is some nice tennis here.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
No other player would have hit that shot in that moment.
Yeah, when she's playing confidently, I love watching her play. I mean,
here we have the nasal strip. We didn't have the nasal strip double last week because Kasper fell short in the final against Shapovalov. Another second serve. Let's see if Jabeur can do something here to reopen this game. Nasal strip double, yeah. A good return.
Oh, that drop shot.
It was out. Oh, no,
it's out. Okay, so
ooh.
Yeah, me down.
Wow, I was pretty sure it was a little bit wide. Qinwen also is not sure about that. Whatever, another great shot. This is becoming fun as match. Probably the beginning has been a little bit ups and downs. Yeah, it's in. It's in.
The deuce.
Oh. And you can hear.
Let's say that it's a bit different when when they try it. Breakpoint.
I'll try and take them to the
Interesting.
challengers, the nasal strips, and try and force some players to take them.
Yeah, let's say that that slice was just a bad idea. It has nothing to do with technical ability, just not a ball where you could have done that.
Yeah, probably not the correct decision right there to try that shot.
No. And this is wide as well. So it was looking like a comfortable game for Qinwen. But yeah, a couple bad decisions, a couple of Jabeur's great shots, and 3 games all. So 4 breaks so far out of 6 games. A little bit like I was predicting, actually. You know, we're watching a little bit some good things and some not so good things in this match so far.
It's been a bit shaky from both. I think they're both still rounding into form here early in the season, and also for them just like figuring out court conditions and how the ball is moving here. This is her first match of the tournament, so that plays a factor early on as well.
I mean, there's been some good tennis, but yeah, it's been mixed with a bit up and down. And then I'll get a love 30 again.
As any other result, we've talked about Goff and Kostyuk, but has any other result kind of surprised you, both in terms of who won or also just the scoreline?
Maybe not surprised. Maybe this isn't like seeded players, but I'm not sure if you saw, but Linda Noskova took care of Yulia Putintseva quite handily today. I think it was 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
So,
but
I mean, those are relatively well-matched players, evenly ranked, but
a return winner. 2 break points once again.
that was a very aggressive, very nice shot, though, right down the line. I like that level of aggression.
30-40, a good serve from Ons Jabeur here. So there is another break point. The second one of this game.
Oh, that chord there. Oh, and in the end, though, Jabeur comes out on top.
Well, actually, in the end, it has kind of helped Ons. Not that much because the rally still continued, but, you know, Qinwen got a little bit out of rhythm of that forehand then, and Jabeur had the chance to start attacking. So in the end, it probably, you know, helped Jabeur in starting in an attack position in the rally. This can be an important hold for her.
And I wonder if perhaps the tide, you know, the momentum is shifting towards Jabeur now. If she's able to hold here, I think.
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Zheng's looking a little bit frustrated, I think.
And of course, there's just the scoreline. We're getting relatively late in the first set. If Zheng were to break here again, like that's a lot of pressure on Jabeur at this point.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
this time the slice, the drop shot is good.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, important. Zheng can be under a lot of pressure next, because if Jabeur holds here, Qinwen will go to serve for the first time down in the score, because she's never, she's always done it being ahead so far in the set. Carson, do you have a favorite WTA player? Do you want to reveal who is your favorite WTA player? Also, just a matter of style. I mean, not just I'm a super fan.
I mean, there's so many great ones. I mean, hard to not like someone like Sabalenka, just a very charismatic personality. Muhova is someone that I love her game style a lot.
Mukova?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear well.
Yeah, love her style. She mixes it up. And then, I mean, Kazatkina is one of my favorite people on the planet. I think she just seems like such a great person. And then obviously I like all of the American players as well. So not like a super fan of any one player in particular, but.
Oh no. He did the hard bit and then.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit weird as a mistake. That's half the tour. So that's an important haul from Ons Jabeur. For a first time up in the score now, in terms of games. And I mean, she can play putting. So Carson likes WTA players that can slice, drop shot, and volley. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Probably has a better taste than me.
I like
players.
My players.
You can also name half of the tour if you want, apparently, because that's what I do.
Definitely Jessica Pegula. Definitely.
Yeah.
And well, I really like. I mean, well, who do I like? I mean, I like lots of players, of course, but I mean, Alexandrova is somebody I really follow and like. I'm not a fan of big variations, but I actually, of course, like Jabeur, seems a very fun person also. So, I follow her with kind of passion. But overall, I like many players. I just like a lot of the tour right now. I've been very happy for Madison Keys. Not that I've been following her, in any of the matches she played in her career, but it's been a very nice story. So in general, I'm a bit all for the big storylines, also for a tour with much variety of players. I think the tour is in a good state right now. Bencic is a player I find incredibly funny to watch, because I really like her backhand especially, and the way she can return so well. So Bencic is definitely up there. I mean, many players actually. So I even struggle to mention many names, because
a little pressure here early for Zheng in this service game. Down love 15 after a double fault. So, she gonna start feeling the nerves a bit? This Jabeur will have a chance to serve for the set if she loses this game. Oh, so net court in favor of Jabeur, ball trickling over, and it's love 30.
I have to say that she played a fantastic backhand right before to then get the chance to strike the down the line, but here she got a lot lucky. Whatever. Let's see if she will use this mini opportunity.
one of those things you apologize for, but you're not too sorry that it happened. It puts you in a quite advantageous spot.
Wow. I just
Oh
seen.
my God! Look! It's seen by what?
2 millimeters, yeah, something like
Yeah,
this.
but it was beautiful.
It was risky. I mean, I at that point to hit a backhand like that, but I mean, yeah, beautiful in the end. So
Well,
worth
if
it.
you don't risk, it's difficult that you will win
Yeah, that's
big things.
she's an elite level player, so
Ace, finally. I like Andreescu. Bianca. Bianca is very, very unlucky. I remember her 2019 season was wonderful, just wonderful. And yeah, now another physical setback we've heard.
nice.
Let's see. Another ace. Wow.
That's 4 aces now.
Yeah,
Zheng.
and this is good because this was a first serve, right? So 148, a bit slower, but a good slice, precision rather than power.
Mhm.
And this can be also useful a lot of times. I forgot she exists.
Oh,
She's very unlucky. 4 games all. This is huge.
yeah.
4 straight points from lot 30 down.
Yeah, big game for Zheng. And
A great reaction.
but yeah, it's already been much closer, I think, than the previous 2 matches that they had, right? So
I mean, it was a bit expected.
Mhm.
Probably. I
Yeah.
was expecting some sort of a tough battle.
I looked at the head-to-head before the match. I think there was only one other set they've played where Jabeur won 4 games at all. So this is...
Yeah, I mean, she was injured in the first one, actually, in Canada.
Mm.
Then the following year, 6-2, 6-4 was straightforward. But yeah, I mean, Zheng is, first match in a while, actually only the third of her world season. So it's, I was not expecting her to crush. I would have been a bit surprised to see her completely crushing Jabeur, especially considering, that Ons is playing quite well. So
I think I expected a close match as well, but I mean, there is always the question of if you haven't beaten someone before, is there a matchup problem that we just haven't seen yet? So it's good to see her even in this position, though. 15-all, 4-all in the first set with an opportunity to push.
Yeah, that's true. But, well, I think they still had play very few times in order to really, talk about matchup issue.
Totally.
So now we seem like we starting having a bit more normal flow of the set. There aren't breaks anymore. Let's see if Jabeur holds once again. This is long, so 40-15. Sophia Kenin has won a good match today.
Who did she beat?
Parks in 3 sets, but actually, having already beaten Kruger, 2 straight wins.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, round 16 for a player who has. Tell me.
Yeah, Kruger just reached the finals this past week, obviously. So, I mean, with that, it's tough to wonder how much of that is just you played 5 matches in 5 days and then traveled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tough to tell this early in the season. But, Jabeur holds, so 5-4.
And what about Rybakina?
She got the tough
She
win
beats
against
Stearns.
Stearns.
Yeah.
What do you all are thinking about the start of her season?
Rybakina?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I mean, the Australian Open was obviously, I mean, you say it was disappointing maybe to lose in the 4th round, but then obviously she lost to Keys, who ended up winning the whole event. And actually, yeah, same last week when in Abu Dhabi, she ended up losing to the winner. So, I mean, I don't think she's looked too bad, to be honest. I mean, I know there's been a lot of stuff going on around her and everything like that, but I've sort of been fairly impressed by how she's been since she's come back. So,
I mean, if you look at her schedule from last year, she didn't really play that much after Wimbledon. Like, other than the WTA finals, completely shut it down after the US Open. So I think there is just the element of finding your match fitness early on in the season that is going to be important for her. And then obviously there's the off-court things, which are a bit more complicated and concerning perhaps, but
yeah, the only thing is that overall she's not looking bad. The only thing is that she's not looking that solid in her service games. Even today it was 5-love up in the second set. Then actually she got both the 2 breaks back Stearns, and then Rybakina broke again to win 6-4. So just a little less solid than I am expecting, even if, yeah, I agree that overall she's not looking, not looking bad. Still very tough player to beat, that's for sure. So love 30 here. Jabeur is 2 points away from taking this set.
a big opportunity here.
The momentum has definitely shifted. Meaning that in the first part of the set, it was Jabeur that was trying to hang in the score, to stay close, and now it's kind of the opposite. Jabeur looking better and Qinwen trying to stay there and to not let Ons just go away. But it's a double fault here. 3 set points. Mira hasn't won yet, actually. 3rd set for her against Stramkova, so we still don't know whether Rybakina will face Andreeva later. Let's see this set point. 3 consecutive set points for Ons Jabeur.
Wow. It'll be a second serve now. That was a pretty big second serve. Saves 1 set point.
Yeah, very big one. But of course, we have another set point, other 2 set points, actually. And I mean, that first serve percentage is letting her down in the end. I mean, she's won points on her second serve, sure, but this is a bad mistake. Zheng put the first serve, but Jabeur had returned pretty well.
Yeah, just get in play. That's just. And we had love 30 in the previous Zheng service game. Now it's been love 40.
Yeah.
She managed to hold on, but let's see if she can do it here.
A tough rally. And this is long. So, use 3 set points saved. And this is a huge opportunity because, yeah, the first set point, okay, Zheng serves really well. Okay, here maybe it's not that big of a mistake. Probably more the second set point. That was definitely avoidable. What does it mean? Did they have 10,000 slams between them?
Ooh.
Ah, okay. Now I got it.
Okay. I feel like tennis Twitter is still like that sometimes, though.
Yeah.
My favorite players are, Iga, Carlos, Sinner.
No, my favorite players have like 3 titles combined in their careers. Oh, this is fantastic forehand.
Wow.
And
Wow.
Qinwen is unprepared and loses the set 6-4.
Down a set.
On Jabeur. She was 1-3 down, and then she won 5 out of the next 6 games to take the set. So, what have we watched so far? Jabeur's team playing quite well. I mean, a bit shaky probably at the beginning, but I guess she's showing that she has a very high level right now. And what about Zheng?
Obviously, like the first serve percentage, not good enough. Like that's going to need to come up, and ideally, you'd like to see that around 65% or so for her.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like the fact that she was in this set as long as she was, like she has been protecting her second serve well, so she's moving well. Just needs to get some more first serves in, I think.
Can I tell you something? She actually has just won 46% of her first serve points, 6 out of 13. So even when she put that serve in, it's not like she has been that effective as she probably is, other times.
That's surprising, isn't it? I mean, I guess she's been getting. Yeah, I've got the stats up here saying 46% first serve points, one, and then
13, I guess.
And then 47 on the second serve as well, which seems surprising. But with a low first serve percentage as well, 40%. Yeah, I mean, I guess she had some break points, but yeah, I mean, it felt like though in the rallies that she's been doing pretty well, but it's just, yeah, obviously the serve is not helping, and yeah, a few sloppy moments let her back, let Jabeur back into the match, and since then Jabeur's sort of looked the better player. So
yeah, definitely.
I think Zheng, I mean, definitely she can, obviously that first serve percentage can go up, and the match might change, but
yeah, let's say that basically we are playing the game that Ons likes to play. She has time to to do more or less what she likes the most on the court, which is different from what Qinwen does. So we are playing more at Jabeur's terms right now, and this is making the difference. This is very
that was very far, and yeah, she doesn't want to sort of lose the momentum here. She wants to try and keep up here, Jabeur. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because you have just broken your opponent for the set. So if you concede a break, you already lose that advantage, that psychological advantage that you've gained. Qinwen seems a little bit confused probably right now.
Yeah, and obviously though it's dangerous as well for Zheng because Jabeur's opposite, and she's probably feeling pretty good right now. She can hold here. She might free up even more, and Zheng's really got to get those first serves in like we talked about, but start imposing her game on Jabeur, make her feel uncomfortable by outplaying her from the baseline, and yeah, disappointing there with that return.
Do you two think Jabeur can be back inside the top 10 this year?
It's a good question.
Because I mean, she's playing well, but of course it's not easy.
I think if she's healthy, she still has that level. We've seen that, but I mean, it might be more difficult now than it was a couple of years ago to get to that level. And then, I mean, there's just the logistical side of not being ranked as highly either. If she's not seeded going into Roland Garros, well, instead of not facing a seed until the third round, you might be facing a top 10 player right away. So it can just give you more difficult matches early on in tournaments. So it's tough to know without seeing draws in advance, obviously, but I think she has the level.
Yeah, I mean,
then again, it can be number 11. I mean, I'm talking about, of course, getting more or less there. And, signs are kind of encouraging. I don't know, Eddie, what things.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely think tennis-wise, she's got it there. But yeah, obviously top 10, you need to be playing regularly. You need to have. She's going to have some, probably a big tournament win in there somewhere. So, I mean, maybe this is an opportunity for her here. But yeah, I think tennis-wise, it's there. I mean, what's her ranking now? She's 35.
35.
So, I mean, you're talking about seeding there. That's not too far off a seeding spot. So she might have that when Roland Garros comes along. And then, of course,
I don't think she risks of dropping because I don't think she has, big, big results to defend. So, a big quantity of point coming off altogether. So, I mean, if she stays at this level, she can get close to that for sure. In my opinion, there's also other surfaces which we know that suit her even better, like the natural surfaces. So why not?
I do think this Middle East run is a good opportunity for her to build fitness, and I mean, it's a place she loves to play. The fans love her here. So I
love 40. The momentum is not just shifted, but is right now completely on Jabeur's side.
Yeah, Zheng in trouble, has got to be said. She's not looking good. And I love 40 here. She's not finding the first serves like we were saying. If anything, she's been missing more.
Yeah, this is the case where, in spite of Zheng being the seeded player and Jabeur being the unseeded one, who got more unlucky with the draw, it's been probably Qinwen rather than Ons. Because among the top players, Ons got the top player, which is probably a bit more beatable right now, considering that she has had, a slow start of the season. While, I mean, for Qinwen, playing straight away somebody like Jabeur, especially in the four. Ons is right now, and in the confidence she is right now, it's for sure not ideal.
Yeah, and I think those previous results, it didn't really matter coming out into this match today. I think Jabeur, as we've seen, I mean, she has the game to cause trouble for Zheng, and especially with Zheng's not feeling so sharp. So yeah, she love 15 there now on the Jabeur serve. She wanted to try and keep this momentum going.
Yeah, there's a question. Did you see the celebrating, singing on Jabeur fans disrupting the Vondrousova service game? Yeah, I watched the clip.
Oh, I didn't see that actually.
That's not a mistake she should do. I mean, she's impatient now. Also, it wasn't like that, of course, at the beginning of the match. Now she's. Let's see that probably the non-confidence period is rising up. Jabeur has this ability with her tennis because she doesn't give you rhythm, and this can make you feel probably even more unconfident, inconfident. How should I say? I forgot, but okay, you understand.
Yeah, unconfident. I think Zheng needs to keep it together mentally here, because she's a few wild shots there, and she's got to just think, just one breakdown.
It's almost like she just saw that backhand down the line go in a couple of times and thought that that's her only place. So maybe going to a little too much here overall. But
not much you can do when Jabeur hits shots like that, though.
No. This was amazing. But because the thing about Jabeur is that she hits those drop shots in the total opposite situation they teach you at the tennis school, She's 2 meters behind the baseline. And she's even at times a little bit off balance, and she still manages to hit this well, this precise.
Yeah. She plays like, some these shots are crazy, like the shot selection sometimes, but she'll execute. It's like how I would play if I was playing a video game or something. Sometimes.
Yeah, because if you do that thing tactically at the tennis school, they tell you it's not okay, but her hands are just too educated, and so.
Yeah. And well, I mean, it looks really bad for Zheng now. She's got to hold on here, otherwise I think it's basically over if she doesn't hold.
Yeah, I mean, it's 8-1 in the last 9 games. So.
Wow. Yeah.
You do wonder if, like, after not playing many matches this year, if she is feeling something physically at this point as well. Like, I don't know that I've seen anything that specifically points to that, but the drop off in this last 45 minutes or so has been wild.
Yeah, she's not brilliant physically, that's for sure.
Yeah. John did, obviously, he mentioned that earlier because she had the opportunity to play United Cup and skipped it. And then obviously, Australian Open goes out second round, hasn't played since then. Really, so.
Which is a bit weird, because maybe you would expect her to, I don't know, take a wild card into Abu Dhabi or ask for one. But yeah, I mean, for sure she's not brilliant. That's pretty clear, I guess.
You feel like these next 5 minutes or so are going to be pretty important for this match.
Yeah, I mean, I think if she loses this game, the match is basically done for Zheng.
Yeah, basically, sorry if I interrupt you, but you know, in her press conference after the loss in Australia, she told this year there was no chance for me to play any tournament before Australian Open because there's some issues in my body that didn't solve yet. Without really specifying, you know, what was going on. Then, I mean, I honestly haven't read the, you know, the media day quotes here in Doha, so I don't know if she came back to tell this, but that's what she said after losing at the Australian Open. I mean, it makes sense.
You do almost wonder if that sleeve on her arm is for more than cosmetic purposes at this point, because I'm just noticing now that I am looking for it, that arm motion on the forehand doesn't look quite like I remember it from last year when she was. It's like she's pulling it a little too much.
Yeah, and you wonder whether maybe she overplayed a little bit in that latter half of the year. She wanted to keep that going. I mean, a lot of the tournaments as well in China. I mean,
you know what? Probably it's a bit unlucky for her that, you know, the home swing for her comes after the last slam of the season. So, you know, maybe there are players that if there's something going on a little bit, they can, you know, maybe they decide to skip a couple of tournaments after the US Open. And for her, it's difficult because, you know, these are her home tournaments. So even if she's not 100%, she still has to give that push and to try her best in order to play, to soak it in the atmosphere, to have good results in front of her people, you know.
Well, she does hold, so could be important.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, the match, of course, is not over. Of course, it's not looking good for her, but it's still one break. So.
I think the bigger issue could be she just hasn't really gotten into one of Jabeur's service games for a while.
Yeah. We are looking at some results. Pegula is up 6-3, 4-2 against Svitolina. A very close battle between Stramkova and Andreeva. There are also a couple of doubles matches. Do you like what the US Open has done with the mixed doubles? Because I don't really.
I understand why they did it.
Yeah, but it's an exhibition, not a Grand Slam.
Yeah. I think it will feel like that.
You can't count it as a Grand Slam title. I'm sorry.
It also kind of, it's on at the same time as the qualifying, right? It's in the same week.
Yeah, in the same week of qualifying event.
I don't like that because it kind of takes away attention from that. And I mean, that is actually, for those players, it's a big deal. I just wonder
I guess they want to make it more about the on-site fans rather than those watching. But for me, it's basically the biggest issue for me is that it looks like more an exhibition rather than a Grand Slam specialty, you know?
Yeah, I think like the only argument you can make for it is that since the opening week of the US Open is completely free, like you can just go on site. Like there's the argument that it could increase exposure for it, but like that's your only argument really.
For me, the only thing is that they want the top singles players playing.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, the biggest reason why they are making these changes. But then again, for me, I repeat, it becomes, already, of course, mixed double, it's a small draw. You only have to win 4 matches in order to win the tournament. So, but at least, competing this way, it's still, has its value as a Grand Slam title. In this way, for me, it loses most of its seriousness in terms of it being a Grand Slam specialty. Let's imagine, I don't know, the pair, I don't know, Sinner Paulini win the title. They decide to play and win the title. For me, what does it mean? I don't know. In terms of Grand Slam success, I mean, nothing.
No, yeah.
I do question as well. Like, if I obviously do not run the tournament, but I probably would have went the opposite direction and maybe moved it back a couple of days to give a little more time. Like if players did lose early on in the tournament, for them to like join in the other tournament. I just think with doing it so early, like what top players that have a chance of winning a Grand Slam are going to risk injury playing mixed doubles?
That's because I think it's more like an exhibition, because there's also the 4-game set. So they are making it appealing for top players, a bit like, I don't know, the players who play in Koyong Classic before the Australian Open, for example, this sort of thing. So I can get why for some top players it can be an idea. But as you mentioned, of course, I'm not going to risk an injury. I'm not probably going to give 1000%. So I don't know. That's why I don't really like it.
Yeah, I agree with this comment on screen right now that it's
of course, until my favorite players wins the title, because when my favorite player will win the title, I will publish it as the biggest Grand Slam achievement ever. I'm kidding.
Even more important than the singles.
This is quite a long rally. Let's see who comes out on top. Zheng. Jabeur was a little bit off balance with this backhand. So 15-all, important point for Qinwen, because, going long 30 would have probably meant basically the end of this match.
Yeah, Zheng hanging in there for now.
It will be interesting. So the winner of this match will play Sofia Kenin in the next round. So there's no disrespect to Kenin, but I think both of these players will look at that as an opportunity to begin a run deeper into this tournament.
Yeah, sure. Kenin is a bit an unpredictable player, but
very.
But yeah, I mean, for sure, whoever wins today will be the favorite. That's true. $15.30. Jabeur has another look probably here on a break. Wow, this is good though, and
it was really
okay,
nice
it works.
Sort of.
Well, this is a good shot.
inside out backhand was nice, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really like that point creation, and
Yeah, only thing
try
is
to
that,
a little bit more.
you know, it still feels like, you know, Qinwen is forced to do too much today. You know, even the point she won, of course, Jabeur now hit a great forehand. I see why Eddie was smiling. But you know, even the point she won, she had to hit a great backhand with a very, very actually, you know, it was very difficult as well. So yeah, as I said before, it's not on air terms. This match today, that's what it feels like. You know, we are playing at Jabeur's game.
Oh, there we go. Double fault.
Double fault, yeah. So 5-1. There's another controversy in the Andreeva Zhrankova match. Well, I will look at the clip after this match. I mean, the ATP has actually published the news today that for all the 1,000 events, there will be the how do you call it, VAR?
Right.
Yeah, the video review, of course, for both the double bounce, for a potential default, for, you know, and for all these controversies in all the courts of the Masters 1000 events this year. So that's a good news.
Do you think that has the potential to be a net positive to tennis and hopefully taking some of these controversies out?
I mean, at least the umpire has the chance to see it again.
But it was in the last tournament and it was available in Australian Open, but the players have to use it like challenge system, which
Yes, I believe it's like it was at the Australian Open where they have to, for like the double bounces and like not up calls, like you have to stop play immediately. I believe it is, which we saw that not go so well for a couple of players. Like if you forget to not stop play immediately. So
yeah, no, that's the only issue I have is like if you're because sometimes you might not be sure, right? Like if you're in that moment, would you want to just stop the point? So but then you might have been wronged, right? So it would be good maybe
that's wrong, because one thing is to challenge the line call, and there, of course, it's normal that you either stop the point or you keep playing and that's it. But on the double bounce, I mean, if there's been a double bounce, I think you should be able to just go back and assign the point to whoever deserves it.
Yeah, like the umpire could just review it themselves if they were unsure themselves as well and say, well, I'm afraid it's a not up. So
15-40. It's probably still early to think about a potential comeback, but Qinwen is still fighting.
Jabeur,
very disappointed.
Yeah.
A bit weird considering the scoreline, but yeah, I also it's also right. I mean, to see her a bit frustrated because, you know, you mean she's fully focused and she doesn't want to let go anything.
Yeah, it's a big win for her as well. You know, she feels that.
Yeah, it would be first top 10 win in a while. I would say probably at Adelaide. I think Collins was still a top 10 player. But yeah, I mean, whatever, it would be a great win. No, Zheng hasn't been able to do that well in long rallies. I mean, longer, more than 3-4 shots, unless she has found, you know, something really special.
Well, it's a good serve there from Ons. So she gets to juice. I think she will close it out.
Does feel like that's the way this is trending.
Match point. So we are 1 point away from an Ons Jabeur win, a big one.
Oh, it went out.
Yeah, the match is not over. No, it wasn't a top 10 win against Collins in Adelaide. So it would be the first one since Madrid 2024. She beat Ostapenko there. And the biggest one since the WTA finals in 2023. So
So another error there from Jabeur, setting it long, which
yeah,
she's got to be careful here. I mean, I don't really think Zheng is going to come back, but
No, this is probably nerves more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But serving well under pressure. 2 out of the 3 break points have been served with a good first serve.
There's an errant return. Back to deuce.
Advantage. Zheng, 4th break point of this game.
Well, I mean, with Zheng, she might be having physical difficulties. We don't know, but she's still giving it a go here.
Yeah, let's say that she's finally letting her shots go a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not that she hasn't taken risks today, but
a
double fault. So we are still pretty much in this match. There's still a break of difference, of course, between the 2 players. And I would even say that break or not, it doesn't matter that much today. You know, both players have been broken quite a few times. So, of course, there's still a solid lead for Jabeur, but Zheng is still alive. 1 match point saved as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, it must have been nerves there from Jabeur. Obviously, yeah, it's a big win. You know, it's been a while, so and also, yeah, she's probably thinking, you know, this is if she does win this, there's a big opportunity in this tournament here for her to be able to go on and do well. I mean, I think she should still close out now, but yeah, if we're looking at the draw, she has Kenin next, and on quarterfinals, potentially it's Ostapenko or Paolini. So yeah, I mean, it would be a difficult one probably in that quarterfinal. She does get through, but she has been playing pretty well. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if, of course, in this moment in their heads there's a lot going on about the draw, but just, of course, an important win to You know, for Jabeur to of course try, you know, beating a top 10 player, reaching the last 16 of this tournament, which is both important as a whole because it's a 1,000 tournament and also very important for her as well. And for Zheng, I mean, of course, right now the pressure is a little bit off because she is deep down in the score.
Good beginning.
Oh, another mistake.
Well,
I'm
you know,
heading off. See you for the 2 Buenos Aires matches. Goodbye, Jake. And have a nice day at work.
the Buenos Aires. You doing Fonseca?
No,
is that
I'm not doing anything more.
He says there'll be. Jake says there'll be 2 Buenos Aires watch-alongs. So
Yeah, there are. I know there are.
I think the Fonseca match.
There is Fonseca and also Diego Schwartzman, I guess. That's what I watched on the home.
Oh yeah.
See, Jay is
final match, potential final match of his professional career.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a career he had.
Yeah, a great one. A great one, actually. A very good one. He's also had a couple of very, very good wins. Beating Nadal in Rome, for example. That was a huge win. And of course, reaching the top 10 in the world.
Yeah.
And doing it also with a sort of unique style of play. So it's definitely been a great presence on tour.
As a guy that's, you know, same height as Messi, probably he's to get the top 10 these days is impressive.
Yeah.
One of my favorite pictures in tennis history is the photo of Diego Schwartzman at the net with John Isner after one of their matches. There's about
it's lovely because, you know, you can just say tennis is a sport for everybody.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, you can be 2 meters and 10 centimeters tall or 170, 165. It's okay. You can reach the top 10 because both have done it.
Yeah.
So 30 all, that's a good backhand. So Zheng has another chance, a chance to win another game.
Yeah, and Zheng's maybe not found outstanding level here, but she's found a decent enough level. So
yeah, she's definitely calmer. Of course, Jabeur has hit a couple more mistakes than, you know, 10, 15 minutes before. But yeah, Qinwen has, of course, given the score. Shrug off a bit of pressure. I mean, this was bad though.
Yeah, that's not very good.
Let's see if she can get one of those elusive first serves in there.
Your serving has certainly improved in this set, though.
Yeah.
Just looked at the stat line for this set, and it's at 60% in set number 2.
Yeah, the thing is that more or less, as in the first set, you know, she's not really getting that much from it.
Yeah, there still haven't been many free points off of it, but still, I think it's of high value to get the first one in.
Well,
this is very good from Jabeur, changing direction. Second match point. Let's see if she closes it here, which is probably better for her, so she doesn't have to serve for it. The serve is long. There's a second serve. Double fault. And so Ons Jabeur wins this match 6-4, 6-2, 1 hour and 29 minutes. A top 10 win for Ons Jabeur. A disappointment, of course, for Zheng Qinwen. But talking about Jabeur, well, that was quite a good performance.
Yeah, that was, I mean, the best she has looked in quite a while, I think, against a player of this caliber. So it'll be a great confidence boost for her, I think. And of course, playing in a place that she loves to play, in front of fans that she loves. This is a good opportunity for her now as well. We've already discussed her draw a little bit in the future, but
yeah, and I mean, definitely she deserved to win, Jabeur, and some of the best moments for sure. Some wonderful points came off her racket, and exactly the kind of points that we thought might be difficult for Zheng to handle. But how much of it is also, you know, down to Zhang having difficulty finding her level? I mean, obviously the serve wasn't anywhere to be seen, especially in that first set, right? So, and just, I mean, she started off pretty well, Zhang, but then, I think she had an opportunity maybe to go up 4-2 at some point. It didn't happen, and then, yeah, I think from then on, Jabeur, the momentum shifted to her, and really, yeah, Jabeur looked on top pretty much since then, and obviously,
yeah, I'm pretty sure there must be something going on with Qinwen, that's for sure. That said, yeah, what to say about Jabeur? It's 10 wins already in 2025. I don't know if I would have expected her to, start this well. Her comeback this year. She's looked very good. It's 5 tournaments, and in 4 of these tournaments she has managed to win at least 2 matches. And so I mean, it's definitely good that we've got Ons Jabeur back, and yeah, now we'll see Qinwen, what's next for her. Of course, there's also Dubai. We'll see if she will manage to be better than that, or if there's something a bit serious going on or not. But yeah, I mean, today we have also to say that it was not easy. When you are of confidence, for me, somebody like Jabeur has the worst possible game for you to make you gain confidence, rhythm. So probably she's had the worst draw she could have had in this tournament.
yeah. And well, I mean, I hope it continues for Jabeur, because when she is playing like she can play, it's very interesting, and just we need to players like that, I think, in the game to so
I mean, Jabeur is important for many reasons in the game. I don't want to say something that has been said many times before, but not just because of her game style, but also because of the part of the world she represents. For me, it's very important also, considering our sport as a global sport, to her presence in the game is incredibly important. So of course it's nice to see her playing well, that's for sure.
And
I guess we can do you have anything else to say about this match or the players?
Well, I think most of it has been said at this point. They're just throwing the match stats on the screen right now. Jabeur was 8 of 9 up at the net Zheng was 5 of 12, and neither of them particularly came in that much, but I still feel like that one stat was kind of indicative of the entire form of the match. Jabeur is just a bit more clinical in every area.
Yeah. We have to do, a little preview about a very interesting match that will come up as a round 3 in Doha. And, I'm talking about Iga Swiatek against Linda Noskova. Noskova has beaten Swiatek before, actually on a big stage. It was the Australian Open last year, and she's also playing incredibly well now. Very, very well, both in Abu Dhabi and also this week. A fantastic win over Putintseva, which is a very tough player, and also, somebody who has had a very good season in 24, and actually also the start of this year. But we are talking about Doha, and we know that Iga Swiatek in Doha is probably even better than the French Open in terms of the level she brings on the court. She hasn't dropped any set since the first match she played here 3 years ago. She won in 22, in 23, in 24. And so what do you think about this one? Has Noskova any real possibility to beat Iga or really trouble her? Or, you see Iga winning in Doha as routine as ever?
I think that Iga is a massive favorite in this match. Obviously, she's won, 16 straight matches here? It's an incredibly high number.
Yeah.
I think she'll be the favorite. If Noskova is going to have a chance at winning this match, I think her forehand is going to have to be at a very, very high level. And then obviously getting a bunch of first serves in and just trying to take a little bit of time away when she's serving, just to get the match on her racket and control the pace and rhythm a little bit. That will be very important.
Oh yeah, there's the result there on the last time they played. There,
I kind of see a pattern in this, had to add, meaning that also, as you say, Australian Open, what happened? The Indian Wells, Miami. So if these conditions being quite slow probably would make this match similar to Indian Wells, or not?
It would make it more similar to it, probably, right? And that probably does favor Iga, you would have to say. I mean, I don't think she's obviously a little bit disappointing for her, from AO, but I'd still think, her level at the moment, she should be coming through this one fairly comfortably. And if Noskova was to actually get a result here, I'd be quite surprised, but
me too.
Yeah, it feels like maybe about 80-20 to me, 85-15 in favor of Swiatek as far as percentages. But I think Iga will come through here.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you too about that. Noskova can be a dangerous player for Swiatek, that's for sure. She is playing also very well right now, so we don't have to underestimate her. But I don't see her ending the Doha winning streak for Iga. Iga has looked quite good also in the match against Sakkari. Of course, at the beginning it was a little bit ups and downs, but it's kind of normal. Maria also has played quite well in the first set yesterday. Probably I'm expecting a similar match. So maybe the beginning can be, quite even as a match, especially if Noskova manages to serve well and, to be ready right from the beginning, but I am expecting Iga to, to play better as the match goes on. So yeah, I would be also very much surprised to see Noskova winning, and I think Iga will win this one.
Yeah, perhaps it could be a bit closer than we had some of the results there from the last one that Iga won in straight sets. I mean, it might be a bit a bit closer perhaps, but probably it's still if Swiatek wins in straight sets, it's more or less in line with what I expect.
I am expecting that too. Carson?
Yeah, I think Swiatek will win this match, and I think it will be good and a close one. You can see all of these sets on the screen right now. Even when Iga is winning, it's not like Noskova is getting battered off of the court. Like, she's getting at least 4 games in most of these sets. So you can't underestimate her at all, but I do think Iga will come through.
Close but in straights, or close in 3 sets?
I think close in straights.
Okay.
Like
we tend to agree on.
Yeah, the slower courts are definitely an advantage for Iga.
Yeah, I just think it's not the right tournament for. I can see Iga dropping her first set since 2022, but still win. Possible. We'll see. I guess only time will tell who is right. But for sure, it's a very interesting match also to see, also for Noskova, because, she started playing very, very well right now. So Iga will be, of course, a very, very good test to see where her level is at, given that most people are probably expecting Noskova also to get a bit up in the ranking and maybe closer to the top 20. Who knows? I think that can be a good goal for her season. I don't know if you agree, but I think she can try to reach that goal.
For top 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, she's not too far off now, and you would have to say that. Yeah, I mean, like, she has been looking good, and also she's still so young, right? So I mean,
yeah,
this is every match, every moment. Yeah, she can be learning and picking up a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how she does. I mean, another Czech player to make into top 20 would be one of many.
That's true. So, do you have anything else to say?
I think we covered it all for this preview of the next match, but in the next round. But I mean, there's always a ton of great tennis happening at this tournament, so plenty to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
I should also just maybe mention, it looks like Shramkova's about to beat Mira Andreeva. Yeah. So
serving, she's got a match.
She's serving for it. Andreeva
but it's a deuce. Is that deuce?
Saved one.
Saved the match point. A close affair in the second set as well between Svitolina and Pegula. Well, I guess. Who wins Arena against Alexandrova? This can be probably a Sabalenka in 3 sets. Probably.
I think so. Alexandrova has pushed her at times when they have played, but
even if conditions are quite slow in this matchup, this can favor Sabalenka probably. In this particular matchup.
It's not particularly good for Alexandrova, right? And
no, because Alexandrova would be, less able to maybe rush Sabalenka as she probably did in that set she took at the US Open. So I tend to think so. But I mean, it wouldn't be surprised to see, Alexandrova troubling Arena, especially considering that's her first match after the Australian Open.
You are biased though towards Alexandrova, haven't you already said?
It is tough to draw too much from that match at the US Open, simply because it started at about 2 a.m. local time.
Yeah, it was
No
weird.
one's really in a normal state of mental or physical being at that point of the day. So yes, she took a set, but maybe it's difficult to take too much from it.
That's true. That's true. But it's been a tough matchup also in other occasions, I have to say.
I
Whatever.
do think Sabalenka will end up pulling through, but it will be a good matchup, I think. Won't be easy.
Yeah, I tend to think this as well. Actually, Alexandrova has been one of the few players managing to win 4 games in a set against Iga in Doha. She did it last year. I mean, I guess we will see about this, and actually plenty of tennis happening, plenty of streams coming up as well from Buenos Aires, especially. And I mean, at least today, it's from Buenos Aires, 2 matches. I guess we have to remind people who are watching and aren't subscribed to do it. And I guess we can say goodbye. Thank you, guys. And thanks to everybody in the comments as well.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.